It is day 15, and just so you guys know, this video has been pre-recorded. So day 15, what have you learned in the last 15 days since we are halfway through SSS Beta?
Well, what I have learned is producing and recording and editing a video every single day with a daughter and another business and one car is a big, huge time suck.
Kinda.
So we need better strategies.
Yeah, we were talking about it today. It's fine to record the videos, but then like the editing, it takes a while. Sometimes we have like not the clearest cut things, or we want to put in special effects or, slides or whatever the case may be. So definitely producing these videos is a lot of work.
Yeah, and I'm seeing, we randomly are running around everybody on Sveda and seeing what they're doing, and the numbers, some people are like, they miss a day or 2 or 3 or 6 or whatever, but the numbers are kind of all over the map a little bit with getting videos done consistently. So really it got us talking about this idea of, why is it so hard? Because we can, there's a bunch of stuff going on, and our subscribers are at a certain point, we'd like more, of course, but really it comes down to a concept that I call plateauing and sticking points, right? And I'll throw some graphics up on the screen because, I like extra post-production, yay!
Oh, I was going to say, I feel like we've kind of hit a plateau with our subscribership only because we had such growth in the beginning of SS Beta, which, really, we kind of like launched our YouTube channel out of SS Beta. I feel like we've hit this plateau, and there was a part of me I was like, I don't want to make any more videos. Like, if nobody's doing X or Y or Z, which I know, Amy, if you're watching this, you're probably yelling at me, being like, girl, you cannot stop now. But the thing is, I feel like just a plateau. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So what happens is you do something for the first time, bink, and that's awesome, and you learn something and you get a result, and then you like do it again. But the second time you do it, you don't get quite as big a bump. And generally, the model that I like to use is it takes about 10 times, 10 behaviors repeated to get to that next bump in learning, education, development, skill, knowledge, experience, visibility, whatever. After you hit 10, then it takes about 100 to get to that next bump in growth and learning and education and opportunity and all the rest. And so you're on these plateaus, and what happens is people, well, it only took me 10 last time, why is it taking so long? And we have this like sense of entitlement or a sense of expectation that because I did X in a certain amount of time, then I should be able to do 2X in twice that time. When sometimes it doesn't take 2X, it takes 4X or 6X or 10X. But then what happens after you get to that 100? Well, then it takes like 1,000 repetitions to get to that next level of knowledge, skill, ability, visibility, whatever the case. And so there's a story I heard about a woman in Havana who's been rolling cigars for like 40 years. And she says after the millionth one, you don't really learn that much. So if you use the scale that I'm using, and it took her... Cats. Really, dude?
If he lays down, I don't see why he can't be in the video. He's not laying down.
Nope. He wants head rubbies. Hi, kid.
Okay, lay down. Put that thing down.
He's
We're good cat parents. Okay, please continue.
So if it took her 40 years to hit 1 million, using the scale that I'm using, it's going to take her 400 years to hit 10 million, and we're not going to live that long. So she's basically reached the epitome of cigar rolling skill. So are you willing to put in 40 years to your craft, whatever that may be? Well, considering I'm in my 40s, I've put 40 years into living, which is, the first step anyway.
I'm not that old.
No, she's not that old. But it's this idea of the plateaus and sticking points. When you hit to that flat spot, realize, okay, now's the time to slog, now's the time to dig in, to develop. Recognize you're there, that's the sticking point, and that's when it's the easiest to quit. So something I teach my students is the idea of perseverance. Never give up, no matter if it's easy or hard. And a lot of people give up because things are hard, and a lot of people give up because things are easy. Quitting because things are easy is called boredom. And quitting because things are hard is called second place loser, right? In the SEALs, first place is first place, second place is first place loser. So we don't want to be in that second place. If you want to get to the result, you have to work through the sticking points, not give up. So how do you get through the sticking points? Well, find people that have gone through similar stuff. They've been through the same sticking points and they've worked their way out of it. Another thing to do is get clear on your why. Why are you doing this project or this task? And having a big enough why will help pull you out of that situation. Number 3, look at how much you've grown from when you first started, right? If we're talking about the Sveda videos, go back and watch like your first video from the first time you started your channel and look at that and cringe. But look at that and be like, dude, I've learned so much and improved so much. Next is share your experience with somebody else who is struggling. So you don't have to be, at the highest levels of skill and achievement, but if you're just further along than somebody else, you could give them a helping hand. And when you help somebody else with their problems, a lot of times it helps you to get out of your own problems. Okay, so today we just wanted to talk briefly about a couple of ideas for getting past your sticking points, getting stuck on your plateaus. We all have them. We all have those challenges. Even the most successful person that you've ever imagined has those plateaus and they have those sticking points. They have those moments they say, screw it, I don't want to do it anymore. I mean, Seinfeld was making like millions and millions of dollars for every episode, and he said, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to get paid millions of dollars to stand around with these people and talk and do this thing. I want to make a movie about bees. And off he went. So everybody has their sticking points, everyone has their plateaus. And so what do you do when you hit your plateaus? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the topic as well. So feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you liked what we had to say, go ahead and give us a like. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you get updates next time. And we'll see you when we see you. You make it an outstanding day.